It all started in the 1820s, when Mexico gained its independence from Spain and took possession of what was then the Spanish-controlled territory of Texas. At the time, a Native American people called the Comanche still ruled much of what's now West Texas. They were known as the Lords of the Plains. There were only a few small towns surrounding Spanish churches, like this one, Mission San Jose in San Antonio, which dates back to 1782. To develop the region, the Mexican government tried to lure Americans to Texas by offering them large grants of land. But in exchange, the settlers had to give up their U.S. citizenship and pledge their allegiance to Mexico. Thousands of Americans took up the offer and started building new communities here, like this one called Washington-on-the-Brazos. But it wasn't long before the settlers found themselves in conflict with the Mexican state and many of the legal and cultural norms that it insisted the settlers follow. Mexico threatened to emancipate the settlers' slaves, since slavery was outlawed in Mexico. And the state imposed new tariffs on imported goods and supplies. The settlers launched small rebellions against the Mexican army, and then started organizing to establish their own nation of Texas. On March 2nd, 1836, 58 of them came to Washington-on-the-Brazos to sign a Declaration of Independence from Mexico. This is a replica of the small building where they met, which was later named Independence Hall. Little did they know, their bid for freedom was about to come at a terrible cost. As they were gathering, more than 150 of their fellow Texas rebels came under siege at a former Catholic mission called the Alamo, almost 300 miles away from Dallas in San Antonio. 1,500 Mexican troops surrounded the rebels and gave them a choice: surrender without conditions or resist and be slaughtered. The rebels refused to accept unconditional surrender. And on March 6th, the Mexican army moved in and killed every man they could find. The dead included the American folk heroes Davy Crockett and Jim Bowie, after whom the famous Bowie knife is named. Texans have been crying, "Remember the Alamo," ever since. But the next month, Texas settlers got their revenge on a battlefield at San Jacinto, which now lies outside the city of Houston. This monument marks the spot where roughly 900 fighters defeated a larger contingent of the Mexican army. They managed to capture its general and finally win their independence from Mexico.